All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to General Meeting number 6 of the Decentralized AI Agent Alliance. Next slide. For those who this is your first meeting, we always start with our mission, and our mission is to foster the development and proliferation of decentralized AI agents through education, activism, research, and events. Next slide. It's pronounced DAIAA. Next slide. And so the agenda from today, we start with new member introductions, and then give a general update, get an update from the subgroups, have an open discussion, and end with a few member asks. And, so, yeah, let's go to the next slide. Let's see. There you go. So we're now up to 106 project members. It's plus 12 in the last month, 29 individual members, so 135 total. 7 the last month. You can see the logos of some of our recent additions. And, then if you could, nope, stop sharing, Robin. Stop share. There you go. And if any of the new folks here, just, raise your hand and introduce yourself to the group. Nobody new here? Let's see. Maybe not. Okay. In that case, back to the slides. Okay, general DAIAA update. Next slide. Okay, let's see. New subgroup, agentic governance subgroup. And the subgroup chair is Mel, who's here. First meeting is June 10th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Cadence is going to be second and fourth Thursdays. And Mel, I know you're here. If you just want to go back and give a quick intro to the agentic governance group and what you hope to accomplish.
Yeah, forgive me, it's a travel day for me, but essentially, really it's about agentic governance at large. Mostly what's happening in the DAO space and in a lot of areas, the layer between having a chatbot help us make decisions and allowing the chatbot to make the decisions directly is starting to really shift outwards towards that second case. And so what we're trying to figure out are sort of the structures, the things that make sense, sort of mechanically, that allow for really scalable agentic infrastructure where it makes sense. So this gets somewhat into ethics, somewhat into, again, the structures at large. And what we hope to do is just get the best of the best here talking about it. We think we already have some incredible knowledge capital where we're at, but also get some guest speakers in here and really just try and frame the discussions that are going to allow for the space to evolve in a way that is actually useful to to the humans driving these things. So all in, just hope to make good progress in the space. Thanks.
Yeah, terrific. And with Mel's super deep experience in governance, I have no doubt that this can be a really impactful subgroup. So I'm looking forward to participating in that. Next slide. So I'm here. It's just the latest update of the Crypto Mondays. I'm here in Barcelona. So you can see DAIAA's one of the sponsors of Crypto Mondays Barcelona tonight. Next slide. We also had a super successful vibe coding tutorial last week that more than 30 of the members participated in, and we're going to follow up on that because it's definitely demand in terms of thinking about ourselves as an organization. But what we're really focused on, how can we just give our members more and more utility? And I think vibe coding is it's obviously super hot, super interesting. Next. Now the subgroup updates. Next. So you want to start, is Eric? I did not see Eric here. Ready. You've got Mel, you've got your first person joining, Andor. So let's, Eric's not here. Deli, you want to give us an update on the data ownership?
Yeah, sure. So in the data ownership subgroup,
And you can stop sharing, Robin, I guess. Yeah.
actually on that, what I will do is go here and share my screen. So in the data ownership subgroup, we're kind of following on our track of just trying to work on real world use cases, real things we're building within the community overall. So we did an intro in the last subgroup to the IQ protocol, which I don't think Brittany's on the call, but again, the previous call before that, we spoke about the projects we're working on with ELIZA Systems and Drumwave around data ownership in Brazil. So we wanted to get into the how a bit more. So we went through the IQ registry in our last call, really talking about how we can create these different IQs for different types of services, whether it's content, data, tools, models, or agents, and then just really went through a walkthrough of this with the community or with the subgroup, really just sort of explaining how iCubes work on a high level, giving an example through Agent Nakamoto, but really honing in on this where we can create these very specific types of iCubes for our different services, and with a view that this will be something that we open up to DAIAA generally, where all DAIAA members will be able to create iCubes around their own agents or around the data needs of their agents or different tools or services that they want to introduce to the ecosystem. So just kind of generally had an overall walkthrough on that and just showed the iCube registry and took some questions on that. And the plan in the next session will be to look at ELIZA Systems marketplace, whereby we then look at how that comes together with this registry in creating a framework for decentralized AI services and systems to be made available.
Cool. That sounds like it should be a great next meeting.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to it.
Okay. So thanks. Let's see. Adam, you want to talk about the legal subgroup?
Yep. Hi, everybody. The legal subgroup has been meeting once a month to first work on a research project related to the legal side of decentralized AI agents, and looking at everything from the history of case law that might already exist around this subject to kind of listing all the issues that our members are having with their clients as it relates to decentralized AI agents. And of course, also just us thinking creatively about what issues we either already expect or expect to occur in the near future. And we're working on researching that topic and then hopefully eventually putting out that research to the rest of this group or through media or whatever it is. We're pretty early on still. I would say anyone who wants to join, please feel free. This is our first project. It's felt like we should start with research. But each week we also end up spending half an hour just talking about decentralized AI agents and the legal and regulatory topics that are on our minds. So if anyone's interested in joining that group, there's a subgroup in the Telegram. I have a monthly calendar invite I can add you to. And then there's a Google Drive. And as soon as I'm done, I'll post the link to the project document where we've been collaborating on that first project. So if anyone wants to check it out and contribute any ideas, please feel free. So I'll leave it at that unless there's any questions.
Going once, going twice. Okay. Thanks, Adam. And then Andy Singleton, you want to talk about, give an update on the agentic investing? Oh, was Andy here? Going once, going twice? Nope. Okay. I think, one of the things that we found, and I think Jason Yonks is not here either. Oh, Peter, you want to talk about the conversational?
Yes. So by the way, I did ask Joey. He said he couldn't make it today, but he also said he hasn't been getting the invites. So just make sure to add him
Okay,
to the monthly meeting.
sure.
But we had a great meeting. We meet once a month. Our next meeting is going to be this July 15th, and we had Delhi speak for a short time. We didn't have a ton of time. Talked a bit about iCubes, but the primary focus on the meeting was a presenter, friend of mine, Ben, who spoke about how he's they're building this platform called Tranquilla AI that's geared towards how do you provide emotional support for veterans and suicide hotlines. So they're going after that part of the market. And he gave some demos that were really interesting of how sort of empathetic the chatbots can be. And then he even used one, give a cool example of using one to help people like doing like a job search and looking to like switch careers or something like that, and how it sort of prompted them in a very empathetic way. So that was a really interesting conversation and a presentation, and the great questions sort of as follow-up around that. And we've been doing a lot of where we're demonstrating how people are building agents and the type of use cases. And for this next meeting, we're going to talk about how to now monitor these agents. So people are using agents for inbound and outbound calls, for sales, for support, for suicide hotline, and they're doing these at scale, sort of like monitoring your employees. How do you sort of now monitor the AI agents to ensure that the quality is good, they're following certain guidelines, you can continue to improve and optimize them. And the CTO from Nova Echo, the firm that Joey started, is going to present next week on how they're building some of these monitoring features into the next version of Nova Echo. And so I think that'll be a really interesting conversation. So I invite
Okay.
everyone to check out the link I put in the chat and RSVP and join us next week.
Okay, terrific, Peter. And also, I think one of the things that you've done a good job of, I think that's been very helpful to the group as well, is gone out and invited people from outside the group, the DAIAA membership to participate. And so you wanted to
Thanks.
chat a little bit about that so that maybe some of the other group heads could learn.
Yeah, so like on that same website, the Innovators Alliance, I host I started this community because I wanted people to start adopting AI. And so I've been hosting events with online and in-person events with other organizations like the Founder Institute, Startup Grind. And we're all about sort of just, a bit, as Lou likes to say, a big tent, and just making it as inclusive as possible. So so I've just been posting on LinkedIn, and primarily on LinkedIn, and have that website where we have other events, and then I'm always promoting and telling people, hey, come check out DAIAA and join those events as well. So
Terrific. Thanks. The
it's all about cross promotion.
yeah. No, it's interesting. I see a lot of people, who names I'm not familiar with, and obviously, they're very thoughtful. So that seems to be a good way to grow. So, you want to put the slides back up, Robin? And then we've got a couple others that are in process. The AI in education, and I didn't see is Daniela's here. He's in Vilnius, so it's getting late there. And then the government blockchain, the GBA. Next one is also going to start up, government, AI agents in government. That's what that's about. Next. Then open discussion. So this is just, for any members who want to discuss any topic, any news they have, upcoming event, product release, or anything. This is an opportunity for, to chill, I guess, for, or to bring up any topic that anybody would like. Going once. If anybody has anything they want to mention, bring up. Twice.
So Lou, I was curious. I saw that one of the sponsors for tonight's event in Portugal is Divin, and
Yeah, well,
so I was curious.
yeah.
So I was curious if there's anything interesting that they're doing in the AI and Web3 space as well.
Yeah, you should get on their newsletter. Actually, today's was all about it. The title of it was, how AI is going to change the wine industry. I've not had a chance to read it though.
Yeah, no, I just saw it. I haven't read it yet
Yeah.
either. So I was
Yeah.
just curious if there's anything interesting, or if they're at least going to be providing the wine for tonight's event.
Oh, I assume so. Well, no, actually, David Garrett, who's one of the two founders of Club Divin, is kind of the major organizer of Crypto Monday Barcelona. So, and he brings wine every time.
Nice.
So cool. Okay. Next slide then. And this last thing the member asks is kind of same thing we always do. There's a member directory. Alan, if you could share that slide. Put it the next slide, Robin. So that's a member directory. Join, participate, or start a subgroup. Invite new members to join. And lastly, tell us what else we should be doing. So we're here to provide utility to the community members. I think one of the you really see very similar to kind of Crypto Mondays. We really see our job is here to support. We're in Crypto Mondays. We support the chapters all over the world. Here at DAIAA, we support the the subgroups. So that's the scoop. So give everybody unless anybody has anything else they want to say, give everybody 40 minutes back.
Hey Lou, can you give us a short description of what you're doing with the Bitcoin treasury? Is that relevant at
sure.
all? Because I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to catch up with you about it. If you want to, let's hit. I'm gonna have Crypto Mondays. Barcelona starts in 9 minutes.
Oh, got it.
So
All right,
I'd
I'll
love
let
to
you go.
catch up with you about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Also
and
not
it's also
relevant
not
for
really
this
DAIAA
call.
related.
Got it.
Yes. But it is an exciting initiative. Does somebody
Yeah.
else have a hand up, or that was your hand? Cool. Anybody else have anything? Going once? Going twice? Okay, cool. Happy Crypto Mondays, everyone.
Thank you.